We are here at Sump Creek Farms. Okay, so you and Bobby have been married how long?
8 years.
Okay, and when you first got married, were you like, I want to be a farmer? No?
Not at all.
Really?
Never in a million years.
Because you're from California.
I am.
Right?
Yeah.
Surfer
Nothing grows where I'm from.
Okay.
I lived on a mountain and literally nothing grew. Nobody had gardens. Nobody grew their own food.
Oh, wow.
People grew flowers and landscape bushes, but that was it.
Wow. Okay. So Bobby is from here?
Yes.
From South Carolina?
Yes. Born and raised here. His pop and his pop's family all.
Pop is grandfather?
Yeah, grandpa.
For those
Yep.
non-South Carolinians?
Yes.
Okay.
His pop and that whole side of the family farmed, had a cattle ranch when he was growing up, and he would grow corn and other things off and on.
Okay. So he just learned it from the get-go?
Yes.
And he always wanted to be a farmer?
Yes.
Okay.
That's his
So
dream.
when you guys met, he's like, well, I love you, but you have to learn how to love farming or we're done.
No, that wasn't even on the radar. He was in the military.
Oh.
So there was no time to farm.
Right.
So when he got out of the military, I told him he had to do something. And so he ended up starting a farm and started going to farmers markets while I worked insurance. And then basically it took off. We started expanding into other farmers markets and COVID hit. COVID really boosted our business because people were very local centric during that time.
Yes.
So everything took off for us then. So we put a lot of focus, a lot of effort into the farm.
And you made a choice.
Yes, we've
And
been
you
doing
made
it
a good
full
choice.
time ever since 2021.
Wow. And do you feel like it's been worth it?
Yes,
It's a lot of work.
it is a
You
lot
guys
of work.
never take a day off.
Rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go into the greenhouse.
It's a high time.
Now, what is in here? Obviously,
So
tomatoes.
These are all of our tomatoes. We've got a variety of yellow, red, purple, and cherry tomatoes.
Okay, so what's the difference between the colors and the flavor?
Yeah, so red's going to be your typical acidic tomato, good tomato flavor, great for sandwiches, cooking, whatever you like to do with tomatoes. Purple is going to be sweeter, less acidic than a red, but still with great flavor. Yellow is going to be the least acidic, still a good flavor, but for people who can't really handle the bite of a tomato, yellow is the way to go. Because you still get the tomato flavor, you just don't have the burn from it. Our micro cherry tomatoes. We call them tomato poppers because you just pop them right in your mouth.
Or like I just said.
Yep, they're sweet. They're super sweet. Taste
Wow.
like sugar. And we've been growing these for 6 years now.
Wow.
They're a pain to pick because they're so small, but they are one of our best products.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Those are pecino peppers.
All right.
There's a sweet variety and a hot variety, but ours have all cross-pollinated, so all of ours are on the spicy side.
I didn't know that that could happen. That's so cool.
Yeah.
These are more,
So
these are greenhouse?
these are some high tunnels that we bought. High tunnel is just a fancy way to say unheated greenhouse. In all of these tunnels, so we've got kale. We did have lettuce running down the sides of the cucumbers at the base.
Okay.
And we also had miniature cauliflower in here as well. But we've taken that out because all of those plants were done and we're left with the cucumbers, the kale, we've got some parsley in the gutters.
Great. So the cucumbers you actually have growing up on, what is this?
Yeah.
What kind of line is
This
this?
is called a tomahawk.
Okay.
and it's really for tomato growing.
Oh.
But we use ours for the cucumbers as well. And so basically the way it happens is you let the string down.
Okay.
You clip the string to the base of the plant, and then you continue to clip up the plant to hold.
All right. So you clip it as it grows?
Yes.
Okay.
And so then, as the plant reaches the top of the tunnel, you just take the string and you lower it down, and then the plant can continue to grow upward, and you're not going to have it all over the ceiling.
Wow, that is such a great idea. And you can have these all throughout the whole season.
Yes.
So what do we have in here?
Yeah, so this tunnel, we've got carrots
Oh, cool.
and lettuce growing in the middle.
Oh.
We did have cabbage on both sides, but the cabbage is done.
Okay.
So we ripped all of that.
Now cabbage is done because we're in South Carolina. And that's a cool weather vegetable? Okay. So now could you plant it again for the end of the season?
Yes, so we're getting ready to plant all of our fall stuff the next 2 weeks, so middle to end of July.
Okay.
And those plants will be ready to go in the ground in late August.
Oh.
And that will be the fall and winter garden.
Okay. Wow. So where do you start them? Do you start them in your...
We actually start,
Greenhouse?
because it's so hot, we
Yeah.
start the trays outside, and we put them in front of the greenhouse while they germinate.
Okay.
In the winter, obviously we keep them in the heated greenhouse,
Right.
and only bring them out in the spring after last frost.
So you have lettuce in
Yep.
between the carrots. Is
Yes.
that because both of those, once they're picked, they're done?
Yeah, so that's part of it, but also we were trying to maximize space,
Okay.
and lettuce in general grows better under cover versus
Oh.
out in the open.
Okay.
It has less pest issues, less heat issues. The leaves don't tend to get burned up from the sun,
All right.
things like that. So
That's great. So, oh, I know what these are. Look. Cantaloupe. Woo, bugs.
yeah, so we've got 2 rows of cantaloupe, a miniature variety called Sugar Cube. We only grow miniature cantaloupe because they taste the best.
Okay.
And then over here, if I can find one, we've got miniature watermelon.
Ooh, I see a couple.
Um,
Oh, look at that.
I don't know if you can see it, but we grow miniature watermelon. Those ones are called Mini Love. They're also super sweet, a seeded variety.
Mini love.
Mini Love.
Oh, that's fun. The cantaloupes and the watermelon.
Yes.
How do you know when to pick them? Because
Yeah.
that's the big question, right?
Yep, that's a question we get asked all the time. Just wait until they're cantaloupe color. This one's still a little green. But you wait until they're cantaloupe color, so that brown color, and then you just tug on the vine. When it's ready, it'll pop right off.
Wow. Okay.
Check them every day so they don't
Now,
get
are those
overripe.
going to get much bigger?
No, that's full size.
Wow.
Yep. So
That's
now
a
we're
little bit
just-
bigger than a softball.
Yeah. So we just wait for it to turn brown, and then it'll be ready to pick.
Okay. Great.
So, how to pick a watermelon? What you're looking for is this thing that grows on the opposite side of the stem. It's called a tendril. When it dries out, that's your first sign that it's ready. You're going to want to pick up the watermelon. If it's got a yellow spot where it touches the ground, then it's ready to go.
Really?
Yes. That means
Okay.
it'll be sweet and ready to eat instantly.
And that's as big as it's going to get.
Yeah, that variety is. Yes.
Great. Why do we have to, as Americans, as people that want to be careful of our health, why do we want to shop local?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things is that, like watermelon is a good example. So if you're getting a watermelon that's out of season here, so if you're getting one that's, you buy it in the store in March or April, it's definitely not coming from here, which means it's picked somewhere. Sometimes it says the country of origin, sometimes it doesn't. And it's either been on a ship for weeks, or it's been on a truck for weeks, and it was probably picked well before it was actually ready to eat. It's not going to taste as good. The nutrients, by the time it reaches you, the nutrients in it have just declined rapidly, and you're not going to get as quality of a product.
Okay.
When you buy it from us or other local farmers at a market, you're getting stuff that was picked usually the day before.
Brenna had to go and get her helper back to work, and the kids needed a little focus. So thanks so much, Brenna. We are going to finish this up another time, and we'll see you back at Sump Creek Farms.